Ohayou gozaimasu! Hello everyone, coming to you from Japan, Tokyo, where we are underway for our rehearsals of Madama Butterfly here at the beautiful new National Theatre Tokyo. Welcome back to Tenor Talk, where we do talk about vocal technique and all sorts of singing and technical concepts that involve singing classically and operatically. But today isn't a video about a vocal technique, or it's not a vocal technique tutorial. However, in a way, it has also everything to do about vocal technique. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about nerves, stage fright. This video was actually inspired by one of our subscribers' comments. I read it and I thought, you know what? It's true. Why haven't we talked about nerves? Because even though nerves don't technically fall into the category of vocal technique, it's part of the singing process. We have to deal with it. If you step on stage and your nerves hijack your body, all that technique that you've trained, all the concepts that we've talked about in my previous videos, it all goes out the window, gone. So let's talk about stage fright and nerves. Why do they happen? How do they sabotage your voice and your singing? And what can you do before and during a performance to keep them from wrecking the show? So let's begin. Why do nerves matter in singing? I'm not gonna BS you. Nerves are real, and unfortunately, there is no cure for them. They never fully go away. I've been doing this now for over a decade, and I can tell you from personal experience, nerves don't go away. I have spoken to colleagues who have more experience than I do, who've been doing it for several decades, and they themselves have told me, nerves don't go away. You can't slap on a band-aid on nerves. But don't let that dishearten you. But before you skip this video and go on to your next thing, hear me out. Because even though there may not be a cure for nerves, there are many ways to deal with them and actually allow that jitteriness to fuel your singing and use it for your benefit. So here's the thing, nerves, it's normal. Nerves are just your body's stress response kicking in. Your brain perceives the performance as a threat, and just like that, cortisol and adrenaline start to kick in and surge. So what does that mean for your singing? Why is it that nerves can screw up your entire vocal technique? Well, because as we should know if you've been watching my previous videos, and also as the great Luciano Pavarotti has said, if you do not breathe, you cannot sing. So because your stress levels are rising, your breathing gets shallow. You start to tense up, especially the neck, the jaw, shoulders, and your entire vocal technique slowly starts to collapse. Because it depends on freedom, space, and breath. Once the breathing goes, the high notes go, the legato goes, everything goes. And more importantly, the artistry goes. But we can fix it. So even though there's no magical switch that can shut off your nerves, you can prepare your body and more specifically your mind so that they don't start to spiral. I have said this many, many times. Singing involves the mind just as much as the body. I would argue that it involves the mind even more than the body. How we perceive things, how we think things mentally have a direct connection to how our body will react. If we think high notes are effortful or they're an obstacle, that's how we will sing them, effortful. If you start to tell yourself, oh my God, this is gonna be horrible, this performance is gonna go wrong, you're terrible, you can't sing, what are you doing, you're a fraud, oh my God, your body will react. So, reframe your nerves. Now this is actually backed by science. A Harvard study showed that saying, I'm excited, instead of saying, I'm nervous, can actually shift your physiology. The adrenaline, the excitement of the performance is already there. So use it to your advantage. Tell yourself, this is energy, this is fuel. Now, when your heart rate starts to go up and everything starts to feel like you're freezing and tensing, ask yourself, am I breathing? Am I breathing deeply and relaxed? This is an exercise. Box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Repeat. Do that a few times backstage. It lowers cortisol, it lowers your heart rate, and recenters your breath and body. Do a physical release. Shoulder rolls, making sure that we don't have tension here. One of the first things that starts to lock up is our neck and shoulders when we're trying to sing, especially start to ascend in our range and sing higher and higher notes. We start to lock up here. No, shoulder rolls, lip trills. Light bouncing, get on your knees. I'm sitting down right now, so I can't demonstrate, but get on your knees. Feel like you're in a trampoline. Start bouncing, do little jumps, bend your knees, little squats, anything to shake out tension and ground yourself physically. Nice, gentle sighs, deep exhalations. Understanding that your singing comes from the breath is an extension of the sigh, is an extension of a moan, a flexible whimper, or a cry. Ah. Visualize the performance. Don't visualize the audience, right? I know that sometimes that freaks out when you're singing and then you lock eyes with an audience member and you're like, oh God. Don't visualize the audience. Don't even look at the audience. Look past it. Don't visualize your mistakes. Visualize yourself nailing it. Visualize you just killing it. You're just home run every single phrase. You nail every single high note. Visualization activates similar brain regions as actual performance, as during when the performance is actually happening. So mentally rehearse success. Again, instead of freaking out, oh my God, this high note's not gonna come out, and oh my God, what if I do this? And oh my God, my voice, and oh my God, tell yourself, I got this. Ooh. Look at this, I'm thinking, wow, I nailed that high B flat. Ooh, that legato line was beautiful. I did a beautiful decrescendo here. Just mentally rehearse it. Now, if you're still nervous after doing a lot of these exercises, even though it's normal, okay, these things don't just magically make nerves go away, you have to also be aware and think of this. Have you really prepared yourself to the utmost in the months prior to the performance? Most of us get really nervous or anxious when we realize we haven't done the work. So another tool is before the performance comes, as the date approaches, make sure you're very well prepared. You know your music, you know the words, you have worked on how to sing the phrases, how to sing the notes. Don't just half-ass it, because like karma, that's gonna do a 360 on you, come all the way and bite you back in the ass. Don't half-ass it. Don't be lazy. Prepare your music. Note what you're doing artistically. Note what you want to do with the phrases. You will be less nervous because you will be in control. You will know what you want to do. You have a plan that you can always fall back on. And that's another tip. Have plans, have blueprints. If the worst were to happen, have tools and plans to fall back on so that your performance doesn't crash and burn. Preparation is key. Now, let's say you're in the performance right now and nerves start to sneak in. Maybe you were warming up just this morning and the voice was feeling nice and relaxed and gentle and you were feeling confident, but now the orchestra is tuning or they're playing the overture, or perhaps you're already on stage, ready about to sing, and you start to feel the voice a little tight. Ooh. All the singing you did before that felt confident and easy starts to feel like a gamble now. Well, what do? Tip number 1, do not panic. This is the moment that you lean into your technique and you let it all out. Do not become shy. Do not retreat into your shell. Do not abandon it. Don't push. Don't force. And don't go into panic mode. This is the domino effect, right? We were feeling good. Now the nerves come. Our voice feels kind of tight. So we start to sing, it's not how it felt before, so we get even more nervous. So then the voice, we start to push and force because we want the voice to come out like it came out this morning. And we're forcing and pushing, and that's making it even worse. Now it feels horrible here. So you get even more nervous because the aria's coming and the high note's coming. Now you're singing the aria and you're like, you have no voice left. You start to feel that fry and your larynx is almost up your eyeballs and you get more nervous and you start to brace. Domino effect. You fall into this hole, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Relax. Even if the first few phrases sound a little bit nervous and jittery, sacrifice, like I like to say, sacrifice those first couple of phrases. You just kind of lean into the breath, lean into the technique, even if they feel a little bit shaky and perhaps not as beautiful as you would singing, just kind of shake it off. Just like you would shake off your body and the tension, you're shaking off the nerves while and during your singing, so that the first few phrases warm up the realization that you're now on stage singing in front of a live audience. Very recently, actually, I had a performance in which I got an allergic reaction. Literally, like 3 minutes before the show, the overture was already playing. I ate a snack, which I had no idea, gave me some sort of allergic reaction and closed my throat. Immediately, I went into panic mode. I'm like, oh my God. And I fell into this domino effect in which I wanted to sing as freely as I felt the morning, but I felt all swollen and I had to overspace it, and overspacing didn't help. Then I had to squeeze and force to get the voice to come out, to feel the presence of the sound, and that didn't work, and it got me more nervous and nervous until thankfully, during intermission, I reset myself. I told myself to relax. It is what it is. I lean in more into my technique, and I was able to get through the show. We had a fantastic show. But that's the next tip. Understand that even if you mess it up, it's not the end of the world. The world will keep spinning. The earth will not be destroyed because you cracked, or you were flat, or you messed up a phrase. It happens. We're flesh and blood, and there's a certain understanding from the audience as well. As long as you're able to relax and the overall performance is an enjoyable performance. Do not do the audience a disservice by falling into the domino effect. And also, as a quick tip, most of the time, what you perceive as catastrophic is not that big a deal for the audience. We tend to multiply how terrible it sounds in our mind. Whereas for the audience, it might have just sounded okay. Next thing, reset your breath. Pick a musical moment that you're not singing. Perhaps it's an orchestral interlude, or it's between phrases, or perhaps you're singing a duet and it's the other singer's turn. Take a low, quiet, but deep breath, feeling that expansion of the intercostals. Just even one good breath can reset your technique. Also, reconnect with the storytelling. Nerves usually come from being self-focused. You're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about how you're going to sound, if it's going to sound pretty, if you're going to sound good, if the audience is going to like you, if you're going to sing the high notes. It's all about you, you, you. Shift your focus from you to the character. Whether you're singing Nemorino or Alfredo, or you're singing Fiordiligi or Violetta or Gilda, whoever the character is. Shift the mentality to what's happening in the drama, the story, the moment. There's so many legendary singers who talk about how they train technique at home, so that when we're in the stage, they don't even think about it. They just dive into the story. If you're thinking technically during a performance, it's going to hinder the performance. Instead of just thinking, what will the character do? Why am I singing what I'm singing? Let it puke out of the voice. Think to yourself, what do I want to accomplish from the scene? Instead of thinking, I hope I sound good, think, I need to tell this story. It can change a lot. And lastly, trust your training. You've prepared. Your body knows what to do. Let go of the control and ride the wave. Singing is not about micromanaging every single note. It's about trusting the work that you put in. Technique is a foundation for the artistry. Do the work at home so you don't have to think about it when you're on stage. It goes without saying that experience is also just part of the game, guys, okay? So your first time ever, you're gonna be a nervous wreck. We were all nervous wreck. I was definitely a nervous wreck. And you just kind of have to go through it. Stick to it, believe it. Don't cry yourself to sleep. Don't be too harsh on yourself. With more and more and more experience, you start to become more and more and more confident. I always tell people the first time you sing anything is probably not going to be your best. More often than not, it's probably gonna be meh, maybe even bad. But that's okay, because the second time you sing it, it's gonna be better. And then the third and fourth time is gonna be even better. And you're gonna start to build a confidence of being more natural in stage. You've been here before, this is your life, you live here. You live in the stage, you live in the eye of the public. You make a mistake, whatever, okay, the earth is still spinning, the world's still going, it's not like you're killing anyone. We're not performing open heart surgery here, we're entertaining. You have a bad night, okay, well, you had a bad night, it sucks, sure, it does suck. Or you pick it up, you do it the next time, and the next time you have a fantastic night. And that's sort of the gig. With experience, you start to become more loose. You start to understand that you can use that jitteriness, that excitement, and fuel it for your singing so that your singing is on the offensive instead of the defensive. Turn those jitters into fire, into adrenaline, into the kind of excitement that grabs the audience and doesn't let go. So don't let your nerves steal your voice. Train for them, prepare for them, and when the time comes, welcome them. That's the edge. That's the thrill. That's the moment. Practice and rehearse knowing that when you sing, you're gonna be nervous. So if that B flat comes out pretty easily during your rehearsal room, just know that in a show, in a theater, it's gonna come out a little bit more difficult. You're gonna have to fight more nerves in it. So just understand that. Know that you're going to be dealing with certain pressure that comes with nerves, but don't run away from them. Welcome it. Welcome it. Let it fuel you. Let it swallow you up. So that's my take on battling with nerves. If this helped, drop a comment below. I'd like to know what you do to fight nerves. Let's help each other out here. This is a community after all. Let me know what are your strategies and what are your methods to battle nerves when they hit you come performance time. Like always, these are my observations, my experiences. If you disagree with everything I say, no one is forcing you to do any of these things. If this has helped one or even just a few of you, I am extremely happy. This is what the channel is here for, just to help. If you've enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe the video. Become a CTS member, which on top of having exclusive perks such as members only live streams and ways to interact with me on a more one-on-one level, you also get discounts from the CTS store where you can get gimmicky merchandise such as this. But most importantly, it helps me to continue the channel and pour out content for you guys. Like always, keep studying, keep practicing. The work continues. Ciao, ciao for now.